We're streaming.
Oh, it's gonna be like 5 minutes to make a post. Hold on.
No rush. This is for people to know that we're on the air and
Where's
give me
the
a
link
second
at?
to.
Did you post it on your thingamabobber?
I did at some point.
How to watch TV.
I can just find you the clip or the link real quick and send it to you.
That was March 20th. You posted the last thing. That was for episode 9.
Share. Copy link. Sending it to you right now.
Okay.
Let me pull up my notes and then pull up the chat on this one.
You just sent it to me? Okay.
I did send it to you, yes.
I'm just going to copy this.
Okay, we're just going to kill that sound there. Oh, I guess I should check.
But I can't post a photo.
What do you mean? You can't post a photo where?
With the link.
On what?
My Facebook page.
Really?
Yes. Oh, this is on. Let's just go. I'm not going to post it.
What? Okay.
I wanted to, but I don't have time.
Well, we have time. We're not in any hurry.
I'm watching, and I'm not going to do it yet, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just getting everything going over here. It's fine.
Can we, like, pause and then come back? And
Yeah. Well, no, we can't, actually. If we stop, the stream and link is dead.
Oh, we're actually streaming? That you're just recording us.
No, that's why I said before I went on, we're streaming. This is just like waiting for people to come in case anybody's going to watch kind of thing.
I didn't post anything, so.
I shared one yesterday if you want to just share that one or copy the info from it. Okay.
I didn't see it.
I gotta send it to you on Messenger.
No, we're good.
All right, you ready?
No.
Have your notes? Oh, well then do your thing.
No, go ahead. Just you can start it.
What?
I can't show you my phone.
Well, yes, you can. Just show it over here on the
It's
side.
not on camera, right?
No, show it on the side. Okay, you ready now? We've effectively got her in the mood to podcast.
Oh, God.
And with that being said,
Oh, gosh.
This is how to watch TV.
live from, wait, what are we doing here? Let me start that.
Now you got to start the whole thing.
I do. It's been a while. What are we doing? Oh, loading. We're loading again. Then we're take twoing.
I'll do this intro.
You're going to do the intro? Mm-hmm. Whew, okay. And
This is how to watch TV.
We're here at
Wow, dude.
Studios. Wait, what does this
and
say?
take 3.
We're here at Don't Deva.
No, it's just
This is how to watch TV.
live at Don't Deva Studio. My name is Joel Henderson. With me, as always, my lovely wife, Michelle. And we are here to discuss Severance Season 2 finale. How you doing over there, wife?
I'm good, husband.
Yes. Husband, yes.
Husband.
Yeah, so we're here talking about Cold Harbor finally. We're at the end of Season 2. You didn't jump in until what point in the show?
You had already watched the entire first season. I remember starting the first episode with you, and I couldn't get into it. I was,
right.
I don't know if my peanut brain, I'm just like, I can't comprehend this. What is this stuff? I'm not used to shows that I have to pay attention to. Not that I don't pay attention to shows or watch movies, but we actually have to sit there and kind of figure out what's going on and kind of dig deeper into.
It's life, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's my favorite stuff. It reminds me of Lost in that way, where it's like every little detail matters, and it rewards you for being a faithful and observant viewer. We got the previously on Severance by Mark. Had a feeling it was going to be him.
Oh yes, still making my Facebook post.
Okay, I was thinking that they didn't in this episode, but I was having I had a thought that they were going to announce that Helly was pregnant, like, and that would be what kept any mark in.
Helly?
Yeah. Like that they would have announced or like made it where to try to, you know how they used Dylan's family to manipulate him to not help the kind of rebellion that was forming? Like
Yes.
they took him out of the equation when Irving left and all that stuff by introducing the wife. It was almost like I was thinking they were going to do that with Helly by telling any Mark that she was pregnant with his baby, so then he wouldn't want to help Gemma escape. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't want to risk giving up what he's got down there, which ended up being the case. It just played out in a different way.
Right. Yeah.
So that was just kind of what I was thinking at the beginning there, and definitely off track.
No, you're good. I'm still posting my How to Watch TV link.
Okay. You too can post your How to Watch TV link if you want people to watch How to Watch
I could
TV.
spell Severance.
Yeah, I'm not really ready for another 3-year break, so I'm hoping that
3-year break.
calm yourself. Calm. Okay? I'm not ready for another 3-year break because there was initially a 3-year break between season 1 and season 2. And they're saying that that's not going to happen again, but I don't see any way that we get more Severance in 2026. Like, I just don't see it happening. So we're talking over a year that we're going to have to wait for this. At least.
That's not bad.
2027?
Oh, I thought you said over a year.
Yeah. Because
We're in
25. Yeah.
I didn't excel in math either, guys.
So if we 2025, and then it's not going to be next year, it'll be the year after that. I mean,
at least we have like The Last of Us and then House of Dragon, hopefully, and then maybe Severance.
is House of the Dragon coming? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I really fell off on Lord of the Rings, like our Rings of Power show.
Still gotta watch. Let's get into. Oh, I'm still making my post.
Yeah, that's why I'm just killing time until you're ready here with your.
Oh, I can pull my notes up too and multitask.
Okay.
Hold on.
We'll post it. Post it, or we won't. You know, either way.
Let's see. Severance, episode 2.
I'm to the intro because we basically just started at the intro.
Intro
there
recap
was
was
no
Mark.
cold open.
My first thing starts with Cobell, where she asks, "Have you finished Cold Harbor?" They're at the birthing cabin. He's any Mark.
Ooh.
So this is when they talk about how she's still alive and they can still save her.
Yes, because he hasn't finished Cold Harbor yet.
So what was him finishing Cold Harbor? What did that do? I know. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Getting ahead of myself here.
Let's see. She said there was a different hallway down there that's hidden, like the one from Irving's drawings. The hallway was hidden. I didn't really know what she was talking about until just right now. Remember when what's his name came out of the door? Drummond. He came out of the door and then he walked and pushed that other hidden door.
Yes.
The hallway was hidden behind that first door that he came out of. Because it was a regular white hallway.
Right.
And then boom, dark
It's like
hallway.
a regular panel of door he opened.
Oh, he said they know where it is. And then we go to MDR. You still in the cabin at all?
Oh, I'm still on my Facebook post. Hold on.
Unreal. This is the what I have to deal
Talks
with.
about the hidden hallway from Irving's drawing. Cobell said, "What?" Oh, because she was like, "What?" Like when he talked about it, like because she's thinking, "How do you guys know about that?"
Well, but how does she's thinking now? How is the severance barrier not holding?
Right, because Irving also with Irving in
Outie Irving was doing
Outie
that.
Irving knows about that. So there's something deeper that we don't know about now.
So it's the severed barrier not holding. You know, it's holding.
So like as in his innie when he's leaving work, he's somehow able to remember these hallways. No, he wouldn't have even been down those hallways.
It's something where, remember when he was dreaming, he was falling asleep, and then it was, it started melting, or like the black ooze was around him. Like it felt like that was somehow, like he was depriving his outie of sleep, so that when he went to become an innie, he would fall asleep to try to cross over some barrier. Maybe that was doing something in that regard. I'm not sure.
And Pilot's starting to snore.
Is he really? That's ideal, Pilot. If you could just make a lot of noise in the background, that's great for audio. Okay, so are we at MDR yet?
Oh, I have Helly. God, you're fucking weird to Kier. Kier.
Oh, no.
I do not love my daughter. I used to. See. What?
Yes. Yeah, we came down to MDR, and Helly and James.
He's just there standing.
Somebody
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
overcompensating outside our window here. We got, Helly and James are down there.
He's just standing in the
Yeah, and she's like,
hallway.
God, you're fucking weird.
Yeah, like it's just.
I bet
he
you
came
nobody said
down-
that to him. Honestly, I bet you nobody has said that to him in any real way. Because they're kind of untouchable, right? Isn't that how it seems to be?
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, you said he doesn't love his daughter. He doesn't see Kier in her. Or Kier in her.
Right.
He had other kids too outside of that marriage, I'm assuming, or outside of whoever Helly's mom is. And he said he never saw Kier in them either. Until I saw him again in you, he said, and then that's when she rears back with the pen. And he says, there he is. So I thought for a second he was talking about the Dieter situation.
Dieter.
Like where it was like the evil brother or whatever.
Right.
From the Ortbo. Did you finish your post?
Not yet, but I'm going back into my notes. When did we get to the part where she said your family will rot in hell? And then he was like, now I see Kier.
Yeah,
in you.
until I
So
saw
when
him
she had
again,
a little,
and yeah.
evilness come out of her.
And then there was that cool like silhouette shot with her holding the knife like behind her back, and it was like she was a silhouette against the wall, and so was he, and like she was standing there like she was about to stab him.
Was she?
Helly?
Yeah, when she was still in MDR in her little office cubicle.
Well, she stood up at that point like she was about to stab him. Yeah.
Right.
We go to once the file is done, get to the hallway. Oh, so this must be we must be back at the cabin, the birthing cabin.
Yeah, Mark is going to get Gemma, aka Miss Casey.
Mm-hmm.
He will turn back to his Audi on that floor, then bring her back, and Mark will guide her. Oh, so now okay, so he was going to go in as any Mark.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And then get through the hallway, come back as...
When he got to the testing floor, he was going to wake up as Audi Mark.
the testing floor.
Where Gemma is.
Oh, that's right.
So they're telling him...
And so that's why he saw her as Gemma.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
That's why he knew her.
Mark, okay.
Mm-hmm. So she's telling the innie that this is what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yep.
And somebody said it'll end Lumen if they expose that Gemma was kidnapped. Will it?
It will end Lumen.
If they expose that Gemma was kidnapped, I don't think she was kidnapped. Remember when they were showing the paper that she was signing paperwork at the fertility clinic? It was all Lumen stuff. I bet you she signed something that she didn't realize was in there, where it granted them permission to take her for testing.
Right.
Or something to do with, like, oh, in the event you die, or, you know,
not that she went at free will, but also kind of like how all these Audis signed up to be severed. They know they're going to be working for Lumen.
Yeah.
But she, in some way, kind
Agreed
of knew
to something.
But when she's actually in that world, well, no, her as Gemma, she's Gemma.
But they would have been trying to tease her with the "we can help you get pregnant." Like that would have been their way to get her to agree to anything, essentially.
Really, she's just a testing rat.
Correct. That's what it seems like. He asks what happened. Mark asks what happens to us about the innies. It's like a sacrifice for someone they care about. What was that about?
Did I word this right?
Oh, let's see here.
Actually, move the how to watch part up after live now.
That's good.
Pass up, blah, 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 blah.
Follow Michelle on Facebook to see more.
My Snapchat, that's where it's really at.
Oh, that's where it's really at. Her Snapchat. I don't.
Pilot all day long.
I don't snap or chat. So let's see. Oh, Devin plays a camcorder for Mark. Oh, okay. So this is where we get into one of the more interesting concepts of this whole show, which to me was reminding me of a show called Constellation on Apple TV, which
Oh, you did mention
they
that.
canceled after the first season. So I would recommend watching it. It's not the most exciting, but the sci-fi elements were really interesting. And one of them was communicating with another version of yourself through like a audio recorder or something like that. So he's now recording responses to himself, like Annie Audi going out the door, coming back in, and you know what I mean? So it's a super interesting idea that he gets to actually communicate with himself beyond,
Right.
I don't want to work here anymore, like from the first season.
Right.
Audi's just like, yeah, no, your thing's declined.
Let me see my notes.
Go on.
What happens to us? Lumen goes down or something, then innies don't exist anymore. Interesting how Mark's innie doesn't know the connection between Gemma, Mark, and Miss Casey, etc.
Well, he knows the connection, but he doesn't feel it. He's in love with Helly. Like that version
Right.
of him is in love
Yeah.
with. He doesn't understand it. Like he gets it, but he doesn't.
Oh, before when Cobal or Devin, when they said someone wants to talk to you or someone has something to say to you,
Right.
I thought it was going to be the board, like coming
Really?
to talk to him. Or
Okay.
I'm like, who else is gonna?
I had a feeling it was going to be himself. Like it was going to be some sort of camcorder situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. He's smiling, seeing himself at first, and like it starts off. It's any sort of argument really between two people. I mean,
He starts off kind of apologizing
Yeah.
for how Lumen has treated them down there, but any Mark is kind of clueless as to like.
well, he doesn't know if he's just manipulating him, or you know what I mean, or saying what he needs to say to get him to do what he needs him to do. Because Audi Mark has a big ask here, which is,
Right.
I need you to potentially give up your life for me to reunite with my wife. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bore you.
No, I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But he does say he wants to make it right. They had weird fire statues that looked like Drummond pregnant.
Weird fire statues.
That looked like
Oh, in
Drummond
the
pregnant.
fireplace. Yeah.
Yeah.
The little like butler dudes or something. It seemed like.
I think we see the birthing cabins again next year. I think that's a way for. I think that will end up being where Helly and Mark have a relationship.
Yeah.
Like when she's pregnant and has to give birth, they'll sneak him over to visit there or something. Well, but why would Gemma, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder what Gemma's thoughts are on, yeah, we'll get to that later on.
I have Watch's response. This is Audi now.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just took notes on his reactions each time. And he says, what Audi is asking him to do scares him.
Right?
And that's the only life he knows and has down there, which is completely valid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and now I think about it, because I'm just so like hoping, oh my God, I hope they go get Jim. I hope this indie Mark better do it. But now I got to think about it. Wait, that's his own life down there. That's what
Yeah.
he knows. And so that is a huge ask. But where Audi Mark, he feels like, I kind of own this guy. He better do what I
Right. It's
want.
like, it's a part of me,
As we
so
get
help
more
me out.
into it, I feel like it kind of does get manipulative because now he's seen that this guy, maybe he's not going to do it. So he's trying to just talk anything he can to kind of,
It's tough because it almost feels like this show is going to end up being one versus the other. Like, I didn't see the show going to Mark versus Mark.
right? Marky Mark.
But it could be, that's the Spanish version. Marky Mark. Thank you.
Hola.
Jesse said hello. I survived the storms.
Hello.
So they must have made it to her.
Where do you live? So you must live in the Midwest.
What? Did you say the Midwest?
Storms. We had the storms.
We did have the storms, yes.
River and I left the movies early today because she found out that there was going to be a storm. And then she kept checking the radar. And so she was like, we should leave now. And I'm like, okay. And then sure enough, we got caught in the storm. So we stopped at
Busted.
And the worst part was
What?
pretty funny to me.
What was the worst part?
And like the Snow White part, when they just saw the little magical seven dwarves, it was thunder and lightning scene, like this big storm. And she's like, ah, and I was like, oh, of course that shows this in the movie as she's freaking out.
I will say that I sat down out there to watch a little bit of it, and wow. Like, it was like nobody put any effort into, like, they watched it and they were like, yeah, no, this is great. And we're like, there was a point where the dude was just standing there with zero effort in his body, and he's like singing
Welcome
a
to
thing.
The Snow White podcast.
Yeah, he's like singing a thing, and he's just like,
It's a musicale. Anyways, so Audi
Southeast
Mark,
Michigan.
Southeast Michigan.
That's your answer.
We should get lunch one day.
We should get lunch one day. Does that mean we got to drive to Michigan? Fine. I got to go to Michigan tomorrow anyways.
I love traveling.
Audi
Mark explains reintegration to him.
Well, hold on. Mark explains how they make it work to feel whole. You know, only having that life down there.
Oh, right.
He doesn't want to give up this life. And I really liked the Game of Thrones-y Ice and Fire transitions between the two versions.
I have that later on, yes. But I have, how are those figurines not burning on the ledge of the fireplace?
Right.
The Drummond one.
The life belongs to both of us, because you just said Audi explains reintegration, right?
Right. Conversations with Audi and Innie continue. I'm saying it's a lot of back and forth.
It is.
Like, I didn't think it was going to go that far, but just how they, like, over time, in the little segment of them talking.
Yeah, you can see it progressing.
Yeah.
Innie doesn't understand how that works. Seems like he'd be more Audi than Innie.
What do I have? Talks about how he mounted Gemma.
Mourned. I have mourned written. Yeah, he didn't mount. Well, he probably.
What is this?
But he didn't mount her for 2 years.
He mounted Gemma, lost his job from showing up to work drunk. Oh, so he was explaining everything to Audi Mark. So he genuinely telling him his story. He
doesn't know necessarily. Like
Mark doesn't, right?
Yeah, he doesn't know a whole lot. Yeah, he's saying he mourned her for 2 years, showed up drunk to teach, and then he got fired. And he thought he was protecting the Innie from the pain.
Mm-hmm. And then now we go into Innie Mark talking about Helly and how...
Well, Audi tries to reason about love, but calls her Helene.
Helene?
Yes. He called her Helene twice. Like, you and Helene, and you and Helene. Like, now, if you remember, who else mispronounced somebody's name? Do you remember a meeting?
Ready for a pop quiz.
So we're talking Audis now.
Okay.
So.
Help me out. I know what you're talking about, but who else? Audis. It was when they're at dinner.
Yes, when Mark was at dinner by himself. No, when Mark was at dinner by himself.
Oh, it was Helena.
Helena came in there, and what did she call her? Hannah. So both of the Audis messed up the name of their respective partner. Right?
Yeah.
So Helena said Hannah, and Audi Mark said Helene.
Oh, wow.
It was just I think it was to show that disconnect where they don't really care. I think it was to show, look, man, I didn't even get it's like Ron Swanson says, sometimes I like to call people by the wrong name when they get too chummy, just to show them I don't care as much about them as they think I do.
I like that way of living now, yeah.
But, yeah. So he corrects to Helly that he's in love with her. He thinks the Audi's lying. They start arguing, and he says he can't trust him.
Right.
And that's basically the end of their conversation there. Cobell jumps back in. She wants to speak to the Innie. And then we start hearing stuff. I don't know if anybody watched Lost, but when they start telling you what the numbers are, that's pretty exciting. That happened in season 6.
So yeah, the NBR numbers. Oh, this is when they mentioned the woe, frolic, malice, and dread.
Correct.
The building blocks of her mind.
The numbers are your wife. A doorway into Gemma's mind.
So this is just so weird. The numbers are your wife.
The feeling that he had, the feelings he had when he looked at them, like you said, sadness, woe, frolic, malice, dread, the tempers, the building blocks of her mind. Every file is a new consciousness for her. So I think what they're doing is they're having him, they call them refiners, right? So they keep trying to find the right version of Gemma, the one that is the most like her Audi, but doesn't remember anything from the outside world.
Wow, hence Cold Harbor when we get to what she was doing.
Yes.
Because she should have seen him doing that in her real life.
Yes. Well, it was a
test to see if
it's weird because like Miss Casey and Innie Mark were already not breaking that barrier. Like their severed thing was holding. The barrier was holding between Miss Casey and Innie Mark. When they were doing the wellness sessions, neither of them had any feelings for each other.
Right, but now they're pushing it with actual things of what happened in her actual life.
Mm-hmm. So, but so each time he's building a new version of Gemma, and they're trying to get closer and closer to, and I'm predicting this, to send, they want to send a new version of her out into the world. Like he even said, if this works, the world will see you and you will see the world again. Mm-hmm. So I think they were trying to make remember we talked about permanent innies?
Yeah.
Where like the permanent innie then gets released back into the world. Like what if they do that with Dylan? Like where he convinces them to do OTC, where he gets to go home and be the dad and be the husband. Oh, and then like they find out that he's doing that, like sneaking it or something. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's going to be something with that.
Okay. They say how every file you've completed is a new innie of Gemma. He's completed 24 files. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow will be your last day at Lumen.
Yeah.
So once he's done, he just no longer works there?
It definitely, we need to talk more about that at the very end of this episode.
Okay.
But I don't know what that means exactly.
She will have served her purpose, and so will he, was it?
Yeah, her purpose was to prove that it can be done, that she can be severed so many times, and that they can find a version that doesn't remember the outie.
Only he could have done
Because he
Cold
knows
Harbor.
her. Because he knows Gemma.
But he's just there doing Sudoku with numbers.
But what is a relationship? It's a connection of knowing a person and how they might react to something. And so he was married to her for a while and presumably soulmates in that way.
But he's just looking at random numbers.
I know, but they've done something probably within the chip.
Oh, I see.
To make it where those numbers mean something and that he relates them to his wife.
Interesting. Okay.
And so when he feels things that he felt with her, somehow he can put those into those other buckets.
Fair.
Let's see, we got some comments here. Want to go to the comments for a second? Wes said, clip that part, the mounted Gemma part, little clips like that, and post on TikTok to get word out about the show. Y'all are adorable, by the way. Okay, I'm off because one day I'll watch the show. Haha. Jesse said, but Miss Casey was questioning why she was having to do things. She wasn't entirely compliant. Gemma, final innie, was taking apart the crib with no questions or hesitation. The innie at the dentist was complaining. The one writing Christmas cards was complaining. Cold Harbor innie was doing what she was told without question or hesitation. So again, refining. So they're getting it down to, they're taking out the qualities that are making her a complainer.
Oh, wow.
Do they offer a home service? Just kidding. It's a joke.
Oh, got it, but it's okay. Moving on.
Let's see.
There will be no honeymoon ending for her and Helly.
For him and Helly. For Mark and Helly. Yeah, like he doesn't really have a choice. There's no way forward for the two of them.
Can I just say the picture?
Well, hold on. He said the next thing I see better be the severed floor. And sure enough, it was.
Oh, gosh.
So what did he do? Walk out onto the balcony, or did he leave the room or something? They changed. He passed out there, or changed back. Then he wakes up there, and we see the amazing painting.
Yeah.
Shall we show the painting? Is that what we're trying to do here? I can.
Yeah, you got it on yours.
Yeah. So one of the things about the painting that I'm wondering is why are Rickon and Devin in there? Nobody that works at Lumen would know them.
Maybe they're...
Like nobody that works...
They know that they're all...
Have they been severed? Are they permanent innies?
I don't know.
Devin doesn't feel like it, but Rickon definitely...
I feel like Devin is something now. It's kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, you're less trusting of Devin?
Yeah. I just like that the Mr. Goat Man is in there. The one from the Mammalians... whatever.
Nurturables.
Yeah.
Okay, block your face in front of the lens block your face with the phone. No, put the phone out to block your face. There, now it will focus on the phone. That's all I was saying. Yeah, the mammalian nurturables.
Hey, look at that guy. Look at the goat man. Goat man.
Oh, any Mark knew them from the OTC. I think it was just everyone Mark knows in the painting. So like, oh, okay, so that's everybody that any Mark knows. I mean, he met a few more people out there, but they weren't of any relation to him. It was just the people at the party. We get Helly returning.
I have so many notes. I gotta move this along.
Yeah. We don't have to deep dive every single detail.
There are so many notes that I have.
They start walking in the halls and the ceiling lights are guiding them to MDR.
Yeah, they illuminate as
And then we got the
walking in.
Keir statue with an envelope. The founder wants to watch him finish.
Oh.
The waffle party card. That was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. It said, wait, what is this one? I have Mark, the founder, wishes a wish to witness the historic completion of your 25th file. Helly R. shall also bear witness from her chair. Goodly splendors await upon your victory. Love, Mr. Milchek.
Did you notice how it was looking cold down here when he was the warm one in the argument? Like when he was talking to his innie or to his outie?
Yeah, like
So like it's all cold down in MDR again.
So she's watching over his shoulder. You can
what? No, put the phone in front of...
I was getting there.
Uh-huh.
She's just there, like, right next to him.
Yeah.
Just, like, waiting.
She tells him Jaime Egan was there. And then Milchek clicks the lights on.
Wait, wasn't she supposed to be sitting in her seat from her desk?
Yeah,
watching?
that was what... Yeah.
She doesn't get a waffle.
Dylan returns. Turns out his outie said no.
Oh, yeah.
And it said the painting is the exalted victory of Cold Harbor. It showed the name of the painting.
Oh, okay.
We go to Gemma's outfit.
She's just in the room staring at it.
But it was actually a Gemma outfit.
Right.
So
to make it...
that's what they're doing. They're trying to make a Gemma to send back out into the world that won't remember Mark.
So I'm curious. So all of these rooms are these reflections of what she's done in her past life with Mark. Like maybe, it was Christmas time and her and Mark were writing Christmas cards at one point. Or maybe she doesn't like the dentist. Or, like, I don't know.
Anybody have any thoughts on that? I'm not sure.
Because now the last one, they're really pushing it and trying to see, because you remember that. A baby crib and what she went through.
Yeah.
And so what were all these other things?
Were they other trigger points like that? Like, because he said that he hid all of his stuff about Gemma in the basement. Mark did. Outie Mark.
Wait.
So that he didn't get triggered by it. But did somebody know some of this stuff to use it on the testing floor? Like, is that all part of it?
I heard like a clink, clink, clink. So...
Anyways, Mark and Helly discuss their options. Mark wants to live with Helly. He says, but I'm her, Mark. I'm her. I thought they imprinted Helly with Gemma for a second. So what did that mean, do you think, when she was saying that?
I keep saying I'm her. So is she Gemma?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe she's saying she's Helena.
No, I don't know.
Well, I couldn't be that.
Maybe she was just trying to say I'm the one, like I'm her for you. Maybe, I don't know. He's finishing the file anyways. He's at 98%.
Okay, and then you have all
Let's see. They do seem to be things that were important or memorable moments to Gemma. If you have any other examples of ones on the testing floor that were, and how they related to the Audi world, because I don't remember any real connections there, but I'm sure there are some. Like you said, the dentist, the Christmas card room. What were the other ones? How many did we see?
Those two I mainly remember, because that's when Dr. Maurer was like, I love you.
Anyways, we moving along to Milchek telling Dylan his Audi denied. But he literally runs out.
Yeah, I put, why did he run away like that? He just, he was, telling him And he just like turns and runs.
Now, it was almost like, do you think that it wasn't that he was afraid of Dylan, which is what he implied there. I think it was that he was so far behind in what he was trying to do that day that he had to do this and pretend to keep his composure together as long as possible. And then as soon as he could put that thing down, he was like, I am out. Like, I have somewhere to be. But he didn't want to let that on.
I loved the black envelope.
Is that what it was?
It was in a black envelope.
Was it? Okay.
Dylan's response was pretty good. I don't know what he said, but...
I do. I have the 3-point response. Point 1, fuck you. She's my wife.
Okay.
Point 2, I get it. She's perfect. It stung that Innie is a badass. Like, it hurt the Audi that he found out that the Innie was kind of, like, self-assured
so I
and
put
confident.
that... I seem like now he's going to try and shape up. Like, in his Audi world, maybe.
Wait, say that one more time?
Maybe he's going to shape up in his...
Oh, the Audi might try to be more like the Innie.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Just be better and take notice of what...
Well, because he says that in point 3. I hope she sees in me what she sees in you.
Right.
If you want to leave, you can, but I think you should stay.
Milchick pulling his tie off. When was this?
Wes said, are you guys just taking notes while watching the entire show? Yes, we'll pause it 15 times during the show so that we can write down stuff that's going to make us remember it so that we can talk through it. It is a bit of a recap, kind of a review, as opposed to just, we're just going to talk about these couple things. I like to fine-tooth comb these shows that deserve fine-tooth combing. So in that sense, yes, we do.
Where did Milchick pull his tie off?
Jesse said it was because he was late, but I cracked up at him running away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So his tie came off.
He
Helly
pulled it off like he was mad about something, or because
he was running towards MDR. Like he was trying to get there to do because Cold Harbor was supposed to be finishing. That's what it was.
They locked him in the room.
Well, not yet. Helly's trying to think of other places besides Delaware. Do you have any other ones that she thought of?
Hold up. I got another picture of them. File complete? No, we're not there yet.
Nope, we're not there yet.
Else yet then.
Okay, so she's trying to think of other places besides Delaware, and we talked about the relevance of that, remember?
Nope.
In the first episode, they asked them 5 questions, and the only one they're able to get is name any U.S. state. And she said Delaware.
Oh, right.
So she was referring back to that because they only know what they know in there. So she said she thought of a few other ones. Europe, Zimbabwe, and the equator. Mm-hmm. They kind of laughed like, is it a building or a continent? Can we talk about what the equator is and what it separates?
Separates
the northern and southern hemisphere.
I just say hot and cold, kind of.
Like the left and right hemisphere of the brain, like Severance kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the equator is the line running in between. So the equator in this scenario is the severed floor. The severed floor separates the real world above and below the testing floor. Mm-hmm. It ended up being where they had to try to use to escape. Wes said, I need to watch the show, but I'll forget all this. Audio, video is looking and sounding great, by the way, you two. Thanks, Wes. Appreciate you popping in, even though you don't know the subject matter. I've spent a long time trying to perfect it to where we can just sit down and podcast really quickly. It takes like an hour still.
So can we go into the file complete yet?
Well, hold on. That was it? Their last moment. Oh, I just put that was it. Their last moment before he completes the file. She slips him the instructions, and she looks visually similar to Gemma here over his shoulder. That was the picture that you were showing, I think.
Yeah.
So she kind of looked like Gemma there. So he has a type, as long as he just keeps the lights low like that. And apparently they do in the outside world. All they do is keep the lights, one singular light source. Okay, anyways, it's done. The file is complete.
Yeah, so you have... So yeah, it was like Mr. Drummond and...
Well, Dr. Maurer calls Mr. Egan.
Right, but they were...
They were?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just
Lost
to
my
about
spot.
like the thing finished. Cold Harbor completed.
Oh, yep.
So Dr. Maurer calls Mr. Egan, and then the lights shut off and the Bulls entrance music from the 90s starts playing. Do they still use that today? I don't know. I haven't watched a Bulls game in forever. Other than that ending the other night, that was ridiculous. Did you see that? Where they were down and they beat the Lakers by shooting a half-court shot at the last second? The music was for the robot. Was for the robot Kier.
Okay.
The Bulls entrance, and then says he's one of the most important people in history. Mm-hmm. Milchick comes in and the music stops. And then they start doing a bit with like a forced laugh track and everything. It was so weird. Like they put together a play. And Milchick like started getting testy with him back. Like he was about to snap at some of the little barbs that Robot Kier was taking at him. They argue, and Milchick says he was 5 inches shorter than his statue in real life. Mm-hmm. Like he's talking crap to an animatronic situation. So presumably that somebody is behind that robot voicing it, right?
Sure.
As opposed to it just being like a pre-programmed thing, because the robot then calls him Seth.
Right.
Which seemed like him trying to, they had specifically gone out of their way to have Miss Huang not allow Dylan to say or to hear the name Seth from his Audie's wife, but here they just call him that in front of them. Then we get choreography and merriment. So that's a whole other department in there. There's people just waiting to do dance routines and play music. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Drumline, Gemma getting dressed. And then the band was playing the Kier song. The surrealist elements of this show are so bizarre. Yeah, it's definitely weird. Who thinks of this stuff? Did you see James then go into the Ryan's later office on The Office situation where he went into like a closet and was sitting there at his desk? Mm-mm. James Egan went into like this little white cubicle.
Oh,
and like sat there staring at the wall. Said it was an efficacy test for him. Let's see. What do you got? You got anything before I go to more band stuff?
No.
Mark needs to leave. And then they have their little, we'll see you at the equator. Like they're almost like Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. Following up on the surrealist elements comment, the robot talking down to Milchick, a whole department for a marching band, nuts. Like, what is this place? How could they have seen it coming to the point where they would need a marching band? Let's see. Helly caused a distraction by taking Milchick's walkie. Oh, the season started with him running the halls. Mark. Mm-hmm. Like that opening shot, which was so cool. And now he's off again. And this is when Helly locks Milchick in the bathroom. You with me yet? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm just following along with you.
Well, go ahead. Give me any thoughts here before we get to Drummond coming in the exports hallway. You got anything else about them in the MDR area with the band? Okay, we'll take it from there.
No, I'm enjoying. I don't remember much of this anymore right now.
Okay.
It was like a week ago when we watched it, and I'm trying to like even remember what my notes are about. So. Okay.
Well, we get Drummond coming in the exports hallway, and this is where they have that hidden door that we were talking about earlier, where he comes out the exports hallway, and now he's in it was like a vertical, or what do you call it, perpendicular? Anyways, he comes out of it, and then now he's in a white hallway left and right, but he just pushes straight forward and goes into the goat sacrifice room. Is that what that was? Hello?
Huh?
What? You there?
You're asking me?
Yeah, who else am I talking to?
In front of you. Yeah, I'm here.
No, I didn't ask if you were here. I asked if that was the door, if that was the goat room.
It wasn't the goat room.
Well, it was the goat sacrifice room. Yeah. Gemma walking through hallways to Cold Harbor. And then we get the goat lady with a goat. Oh, this is when Dylan shows up and puts a vending machine in front of the door. That was pretty badass. Audie's right. His Innie is pretty badass.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I agree.
Okay. Riveting. Let's see here. Oh, this is
I
when we get
have
to,
baby crib, bitches.
this is when we get to, Gemma going into the Cold Harbor room.
Because Dr. Maurer said to enter the room when she's in it.
And the crib's in there. Did you, I don't think you did, but I saw a screenshot online of what brand the crib was.
I didn't pay attention to that.
No, I'm just saying, for the crib that Mark was putting together in a couple episodes ago, it was Cole, C-O-L-D Arbor. So it was Cold Harbor. Okay. Cold, without the H, was the brand of the freaking crib. So that's where they got the name for the room. It was about the crib experience, so they named it after the brand of crib.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to it being she crashed in a Cold Harbor, which is what I kind of assumed the whole season.
Right.
They ask who she is, like an exit interview maybe?
Who are you? Right.
She said, I don't know, and James smirks up in his little weird castle room thing. You called that they were going to kill the goat to remind her of the miscarriage. This beast will be entombed with this woman. She doesn't like that he's going to kill the goat. What's her name? Brienne of Tarth from
Lady looks
Game of Thrones.
angry. Drummond said, then give me its life.
Yeah.
I just put, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. Up in the room, they tell Gemma to take apart the crib.
Right.
And we see that Milchek is still stuck. Weird goat imagery on the wall. Like, I don't know. It seems like a crazy room to have ever created.
She better kill Drummond. Oh. She asks how many more must she give?
Yeah.
As many as the founder calls. Mark found the door. Drummond punches him. The fuck? Dylan needs to get her and effing jump his ass.
Yeah.
That's just me. And I put this is like WWE.
Yeah.
Oh, these are my notes. Shoot him. Fighting crazy goat lady. Oh my God. I'm impressed. She's able to handle such a big guy.
Yeah, she's a badass. They fight, and then Drummond's choking him. And then no more killing, she says, with the, what kind of gun was that? It was something for an animal, it looked like. The, like, punch.
Then you have, so now Dr. Maurer was, like, in his other room saying the barrier is holding. Because they didn't know any of the stuff was going on behind the scenes. They're watching Gemma on the camera put together her little crib.
Oh, let's see. I just had, they fight too, Mark holding his tie as she whoops him. Mark tells her to stop.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Before he actually killed him, because he needed him to get into the elevator or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. So Gemma being watched as she disassembles the crib and the barrier is holding, like you said. She feels nothing. So again, permanent any situation? It has to be. I feel like they're slapping us in the face with it. It's got to be that. They were trying to wipe Mark out of her brain for some reason. Why? What does that do for them?
Gunpoint, Drummond opens door. Drummond opens the door?
Well, Mark...
he used his blood.
Well, Mark has Drummond in the exports hallway. Mark saved the goat. And then, I think in one of the most hilarious, like I wouldn't normally laugh at a death scene, but that was the way that worked when the innie had him in the elevator with the thing to his neck, and then he changed, and then the outie just the innie pulled the trigger, like not knowing what it was, and then he was just like, oh my God, what am I dealing with here? Like, had he ever met Drummond before? Innie Mark?
Not that I know of. I don't know.
Wait, no. He was innie. Wait. Was that Outie Mark there? Because we're on the testing floor. So that's Outie Mark.
Right. So now Mark is looking for the Cold Harbor room. Dylan and Helly still holding Mr. Milchek in the room. And then Milchek was ordering C&M to fall back. But this is when they're kind of trying to explain to him explain to CN, whatever it is, about what's happening. And
yeah, choreography and merriment. Let's see. Audi killed Drummond on accident. Drummond falls out onto the testing floor, and the elevator can't move until Drummond is moved. Like, he's there, but he's holding the door open, which that worked out beautifully. If he hadn't been there, they're not getting back on that elevator.
Right. So now Hallie is just explaining to them that they give us half a life and think we won't fight for it. Okay, now we're back with Mark and the nurse lady. And she said something like, I noted, fucko.
Yeah?
What did she say? Like, what are you doing? Like, how are you down here, fucko? Or something. She used the word fucko.
Okay, Audi Mark killed Drummond. That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh, this is when he uses the blood of Drummond's finger.
Wait, no, Audi Mark killed Drummond.
He was in the elevator when he's on
the testing floor. He's not severed any. Oh, was he not on the testing floor? I thought he went down. Had he not gotten into? Oh, he hadn't gone into the elevator yet, so he was just on the regular severed floor when he was fighting with the goat. When he was fighting with Drummond and the goat lady, right? I'm confused now.
He hadn't made it into the hall yet. He was
right. He was looking for the hall, wasn't he?
Right. He had just gotten into the elevator.
So it was Innie Mark there, and then Audi Mark killed him when he woke up on the next floor.
Right.
Yes, I got it. I'm with it now. Sorry, that was just for my own sake. Helly telling them what happened to Irving, and they don't want to lose friends either. So yeah, Jesse said Helly's little half a life speech was so good, like that she gave in there to these people.
Right.
Mark finds Cold Harbor. He scares off the nurse.
Yes. He's able to open the door with some of the blood.
I was thinking that she was going to remember him when he gets in there, but it didn't happen.
And she was kind of scared, like, who are you? Because she was holding the piece of wood, like.
Well, that thing. Oh, sorry. I want to go back to the Drummond blood on the tie thing. That was pretty genius for him to think of in a pinch like that. Yeah, they see each other. Maurer's jealous, and he tells her, "I'm your husband."
Right. He explains how they've been married, life together, blah, blah, blah. And then Keir, as he's watching, he's like, oh, fuck.
Well, that's Jamie again. Yes, but I know what you mean.
Oh, Jamie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you notice he started giving her facts about her Audi. He started doing like what she did for him in the first season. He starts telling her facts. She takes his hand. That reminded me so much of Aladdin.
Okay.
Like, do you trust me? Like, it didn't take much for her to grab his hand. I think that was what was bothersome for Dr. Maurer. So he calls Drummond. Jamie emotes, like you said. What the fuck? Mm-hmm. And then...
You have Maurer running down the hall and calling for the nurse that it's his spouse.
Yeah, and then...
It's her spouse or whatever.
They leave the room. And it's Mark and Gemma. So wait, a couple things here. The first interaction we get of Mark and Gemma here is Audi Mark and some any form of Gemma, the Cold Harbor room. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't remember him, but he's now Audi Mark seeing his wife for the first time, at least physically, even though it's not her. Then they walk out the door, and it's the reunion everybody's been waiting for, Audi Mark and Audi Gemma. Where she's like, Mark? And like they remember each other fully. They're in love. Then the red lights kick on. Oh, Helly seems conflicted, but happy for Mark, it seems like, you know.
Right.
Oh, this one Milchick's still in the bathroom looking at himself in the mirror and just like sees it all crumbling around him.
Yeah, but this Dr. Maurer said you'll kill them all.
Yeah,
when
what
they were trying to leave. Something with she goes out there.
What if he means kill all of the Gemmas that existed that he got to befriend
maybe.
or be around all the time?
Yeah.
You know, you'll kill them all.
But I figured more as in kill other people. Like, that's...
Yeah, but I mean, it's so weird because it feels like there's nobody else on the testing floor. There has to be.
Right.
Like other subjects besides Gemma. Like this, there's got to be 30 of these happening simultaneously, right? Where they're all in different parts of the world, different Lumen buildings where they're doing the same kind of thing with another
Probably.
Gemma, essentially.
Yeah. Milchek gets out of the bathroom.
I have them running for the exit. You'll kill them all. Like you said, they transition and are awkward. What's taking place, she says, Miss Casey. So now this is the third version, the third pairing of the same two actors, and they're different people, like different interactions. We had the Audi Mark, Innie Gemma,
Right.
Audi, and now we got Innie.
Mark, come on, we gotta go home. All of a sudden I was confused, like, why won't he go? And then turns back and Helly, which I'm like, damn, I get it. At least he got Gemma to the elevator.
Well,
right?
he served his purpose, which was to help his Audi get his wife out.
My screen froze. This is
Oh, did it?
the stupidest shit ever. Oh my god.
Which screen?
Dang it, it's back. You moved it. I was trying to take a picture.
Oh, well, I can just put it right back. There we are. Boom. That's good. Oh, Milchek is out. Dylan with an army of band. It's like, fuck you, Mr. Milchek. Yeah, and as you said, Gemma is out, but Mark isn't yet. Innie Mark backs up. And now this is the fourth pairing. Innie Mark, Audi Gemma. Now, with her having been there for 2 years, she has to know that that's a different person than her husband, right? Like, she has to understand the concept of the Innie Audi situation, right? Like, that she's Miss Casey sometimes, but she doesn't remember Miss Casey. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, she knows that she didn't walk through the severed floor that Miss Casey did.
Sorry.
Or another version of her did. So what I'm saying is, when she's standing there outside the door screaming for her husband, she knows that that's not her husband, right?
Right. Oh, I don't know.
She has to be aware that that this is what's happening here, that she got in the elevator and now boom, she's in the hallway coming out that door.
Maybe in that moment she was thinking maybe it was her husband, but also kind of thinking like, wait, why isn't he coming with me? Maybe
Right.
she didn't process that fully.
Right, but I feel like she's going to end up processing that, oh, the Innie had...
Right.
Yeah. So he backs up. She begs him to come out. Now Gemma has to watch Innie and Helly. He chooses to stay with Helly, and he takes her hand, and Gemma can see. And then they run, and then it started doing this cool, like, effect where it started getting, like, film grainy. And then it faded to red at the end.
Helly had her shoes off again.
Yeah. Well, she did that when she would run. She would take, that was like her.
I guess it is hard to run in like heels.
Well, I think it's a symbolic her rebelling, where she's just like, no, I'm going to be fully me when I'm running around here doing stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So they made it. They did meet back at the equator, which, as I described, would be the severed floor, the equator between outside world and the testing floor. So I guess what this comes down to now is, I get what they were trying to do. Helly and Innie Mark, they were trying to have a few more minutes together, because
But where are they going now?
they can't go anywhere, is my point. It's over for them. They can't,
MDR floor is just done?
Mark won't need to ever go back to the MDR floor.
So what happens? They just like in Severance limbo now?
Well, yeah, like Irving, where he's just his Audi and there's no Innie. So Mark will eventually meet up with Gemma. That's why I'm saying this isn't so tragic that he's not going to, that I think it's going to be telling Gemma that other version of him has a life in there in a way that maybe she didn't when she was an Innie, because she was split into so many personalities, all 24 of them.
Right.
I don't know. I'm fascinated by where it goes, but I feel like Audi Mark and Audi Gemma are going to be reunited very soon. It's not like they're going to kidnap Mark now, and then Gemma's going to have to try to get him out. As Jesse said, I was screaming at them at that point. Where the fuck are they going to go? There's nowhere they can go. They just want to die together. Yeah,
It's like
pretty
Romeo
much.
and Juliet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now again, so shifting our focus to the next season, it appears like, because who's our main character in the show is Innie Mark, right? He's the first version of the character that we saw. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, is Helly? No, it's got to be Mark's the main character, but Innie Mark. So we want Innie Mark to succeed at his goals. We also want Outie Mark to succeed at his goals. I think, sadly, what that does is that pits the two of them against each other in the next season. I think Outie Mark and Innie Mark are going to be battling for the life, like to live.
But if Helly and Innie Mark, there's no more of it, what more is there?
But there can be more of it
Right,
if somebody gets Outie Mark to go to the birthing cabins. Maybe they somehow convince him to go there based on, maybe they tell him that Helly's pregnant. I don't know. I'm interested to see where season 3 goes. Do you have any thoughts? Anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I just liked the little Q&A they had with Ben Schwartz and the cast at the
Paley Fest thing?
The Paley Fest, and how Drummond or Milchek
brought out the
what's his
marching
name?
band.
Trammell
Tillman, or Trammell Tillman, I think.
Mm-hmm. Like, that was great.
Yep.
Like, we need to sign up for those and go to those now.
Yeah, I mean, if they, Jesse said, I agree, that's the only direction they can really go, Mark versus Mark. But then where does Lumen fall into all that? Like, they just failed at this. What do they do next?
Yeah, there's got to be a whole bigger scale. it's going to expand so much more to where I feel like we're going to find, but Irving's gone. So I want to find out how did Irving... Oh, that was the barrier breaking as Irving was able to kind of...
It was bleeding through, yeah, a little bit.
But he had never known that.
So is Cobell going to help with the reintegration, or is she going to try to figure out a way to stop it?
Where's Raja, or whatever her name is?
Ragabi? I don't know. She left. But she's not needed anymore because we have the person who invented Severance, Cobell. So if anybody can, you know what I mean, tweak it from there, I don't know. What is this show about? Is this show about Mark and Gemma? Or is this about Mark and Helly? Or is it about Lumen? Because, like, I want to know everything about Lumen in the same way I wanted to know everything about the Dharma Initiative.
It's got to be about Lumen.
I want to know what they're doing elsewhere in the world.
It's going to tie in all of that eventually.
I hope so, but it's like they're keeping it real small. The focus real narrow right now, with it being about Mark and Gemma. So how do they blow this up bigger?
I wish there was more of that show, Succession.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
If you're not watching Dollhouse, go rewatch that one because it has very similar themes. Every time we watch it and you're invested and staring at the TV, you like the episode and you're like, oh, wow, they're doing this.
It's not like I'm going to go sit there and choose to watch that show.
See, I don't get that. I want to see all of it.
Yeah, you've seen it already, though.
I guess there's a lot of loose plot points they can expand upon in season 3. I can't wait to see where it goes. Hopefully in fewer than 3 years. Yep, I said that earlier. Definitely less than 3 years would be ideal. So, are we going to wrap this up? And is there any chance that people will see us before Severance comes back?
Yeah.
So, just anything TV that we're watching that's worth dissecting?
How to watch TV.
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
Don't